There you go. Welcome to Inside Leominster. My name is Dean Massarola, mayor for the city. A very proud person today. Very proud to be the mayor of the city. What a humbling day and a very emotional day for a whole lot of people today who were part of our our roving parade that visited healthcare facilities. And well, anyway, we'll talk a little bit more about it in just a couple of minutes. But we wanted to remind you, we had a private donor who donated now probably over 12,000 masks to us at no cost. And I called my friend Mayor Di Natale in Fitchburg today and said, I have a donor who would also like to help Fitchburg, and he wanted to try it out and see how it went in Leominster or whatever. And he said, well, how much? And I said, well, it's free. He said, free? I said, yeah. He said, how many do you think they could give us? I said, about 6,000. He said, 6,000. Yeah, like 6,000. I said, yeah. So anyway, we bringing him up to Fitchburg tomorrow, helping start a little partnership going with us and them. Anyway, so they're really decent masks. A lot of people have them up and over, sort of pressed down. There's a little metal clip up top. Press down, kind of create that seal. I got a big nose, so I just hold on real tight, pull it down around your chin, and you're in business. People can still hear you talk. And remember, the rule of thumb here is if you're not around anyone, like I'm not right now, then you don't need a mask. But if you can't keep your social distancing, I say it's 10 feet or 8 feet, but everybody else says 6, that's fine. If you can't, then pop the mask on. So I just let this thing hang on around my, most of the time it just hangs around down here, and when I need to sort of pull it up, I pull it up and seal it. And so anyway, that's what's going on. Speaking of what's going on, breaking news tonight, I guess they're going to allow the golf courses to open. And guess who just so happens to be on the phone right here at Inside Leominster? The greatest golfer on this side of Day Street, or at least the Judy Drive side of Day Street, is none other than the Big Art.
If you believe that, I'd like to sell you a bridge straight to the ocean in Arizona.
I might buy that.
First off, I didn't know about the parade today. Otherwise, I would have been there.
You would have?
Absolutely. I brought the hot rod out and everything. But here's there's a little story behind it. It's funny. We've been working like crazy. I figured I'd take advantage of not being able to golf, getting all the yard work done. And I mentioned here a couple of shows ago, I saved myself about $500 doing the spring cleanup. And then I started edging today with my power edger and trimming and this and that. And I took a break, and I come back out, and Rita says, there's got to be a bad fire somewhere. I said, why? She said, I've been hearing sirens now for the longest time, and all of a sudden I could hear them. And I said, Rita, there must be a fire because they're coming from down towards Lunenburg, and it sounds like they're coming towards Day Street. It's probably a backup or something. And I'm looking, I'm over by the driveway, I'm looking, all of a sudden, here comes a cruiser. And I goes, oh, boy, this must be a good one. Well, it was you guys on the parade.
Yeah, we even slowed down when we went by Judy Drive.
I said, oh, man, I didn't know what it was. I saw what it was, and I said to her, somebody must be celebrating a birthday or a veteran, something special is going on, and they're doing something. So I take a break, another break, come in, turn on the computer, and there it is, starting from one end of town, waiting for the whistle to blow. Mm-hmm. And it was emotional. I watched Mr. Gerard's video of you driving in the car, etc., and seeing some of the people, especially the hospital.
Oh, yeah.
And just, it really grabs you.
These people, let me tell you, these people who work at, the whole team, it's one thing for somebody to say, it's going to be a tough weekend, something happened, bad accident, we had a plane crash that time, brought 6-8 people into the hospital at once, everyone, but day after day, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 12-hour shifts, 16, go home, get some rest, do whatever you need to do. How do you get up with a
smile or go to work when you know that you're going to be exposed to something?
Shield up, and you don't know. You don't know what's going to happen if you get it, right? You don't know.
Well, I was when I called here today, I was talking to the producing director, et cetera, and he is going to report you to Human Resources for being late. He told me that, so you could be in trouble there.
That's nothing. Everybody was saying you need a sticker on your car. Oh my God.
Yeah,
I need.
That's item number one.
Yeah, I need tires. I just brought my tires down to DPW and said, "What do you think of these tires? You think I need new tires?" They're like, "No, you can get away with it." We looked at them today, completely bald, completely.
I mentioned to him, I saw that you made a little boo-boo as far as personal protection goes in back of the emergency room at the hospital.
What happened?
You didn't have your gloves on or a mask. You had it on, but you didn't put the mask up when you handed out the flag.
Oh yeah, I did get close on that one, but
And
too much going on.
I know. What I was saying to him today was, but you know what? If you don't pay 100% focus, I said the other day, the rubbish came, and I happened to be doing something outside, so I walked down around. I got my 2 rubbish containers, brought them up, put them next to the wall, but I didn't put my gloves on. And she's with a mask on. No, I didn't put my gloves on. I had a brain fart. So, having said that, that's right. You got the look right there.
You know what? I don't mind. I don't mind. I was just telling Wendy.
I
know.
You know,
at first, I minded it. It bothered me. I'm like, I don't know if I could get used to this. I got my breath coming back up on me here, pepperoni breath coming back up, and moisture, and I'm like, I'm getting claustrophobic here, and I'm like, stop being a wimp. So then I got this one, and I have many others, and they're okay. So now it's just a like, that's it, a way of life. That's it, piece of cake.
I saw a wonderful article on the news today. A teenage boy from Massachusetts designed a plastic-looking device that you can hook onto the straps, and it's like an automatic extension to the face mask. So it's more comfortable for you.
Well, this one, I'm telling you,
and,
these I'm fine with them now. I got used to them.
I just thought that was wonderful, and a big thank you to the gentleman that is remaining anonymous that donated. I went down to the emergency management and got my masks, and if people were just unbelievably polite and nice. Any questions? Yes, I put it in a brown paper bag, do this, do that. As usual, Leominster came to the top with the cream, and it's covered all the bases. I can't think of a better place to live.
He said that
somebody can name it. I don't think they'll come close.
And the donor he was so touched by it, he went out and bought more.
Yep.
So we have more coming in. We'll share them with Fitchburg.
And that was very nice of him to do that.
Very nice. And he just wants the people to be okay, that's all.
Yep.
He just doesn't want to see, people get sick, and it just figures a little bit for him to do. But let me tell you, this cost a couple $100,000 in masks. I figured it out.
Amazing.
I know exactly what the costs are. And,
but looks like Gardner's opening Monday, but a lot of restrictions. I guess it's something they have to do. Yeah, they're not letting the carts out.
Manusnak.
You have to walk, and I know a bunch of people that can't walk, so they won't be going.
I went by Manusnak today.
Yeah.
And it looks beautiful out there. Beautiful. The grass. We had a lot of rain, but they were getting the course. They were getting the course ready. It looked beautiful. I mean, I'm not a golfer, but it looked beautiful to me out there, at least.
We got snow coming Sunday.
Man, listen, you feel that sun? That's nothing. Piece of cake.
Nah, it'll melt at the same day it comes in.
Nothing will.
Having said that,
yes, sir.
Wonderful display of thank yous today.
Yes, everybody. Teamwork.
And my hat's off to those folks. They
yeah,
really are.
We went by all the assisted living. We went by nursing homes. We went by the rest home that's still up next to Dunkin' Donuts near the National Guard Armory. We went by CVS's and donut places and Walgreens and Market Basket and Hannaford's.
Oh, Market Basket was cool. That was cool. A lot of people must have came out of the store that worked there for that brief second.
You know what?
For the drive-by, and it was nice.
Sometimes you just take it take things for granted. And as I've said on this show and many times, I think everybody in my family. I'm trying to think of who hasn't been to Leominster ER or into the hospital in the last year and a half. I'm just trying to think. It's everybody. Yep. We've all been up there every single time.
And that environment, having been through what we just went through with my wife, those nurses, everybody at UMass Memorial and Worcester, every minute of every time, if that nurse had to come back 10 times within 20 minutes, always came through the door with a smile.
Yeah. I'm telling you, every one of us got incredible treatment up there. And you know what? When they drag you in there, you're in there, it's 2 in the morning or whatever, and not everybody's last name is Mazzarola. That's related to me, right? But honestly, everybody up there, and even my mother was, rehab up at I can't think of the name of it. My brain's pretty fried up on West Street. What is it? Come on, it's Life Care. So good care. I mean, we can't complain about anything. We've always been that way. I remember my father not feeling well, and he had a heart condition, and he's like, no, you got to get me back to Leominster Hospital. I'm like, what? What if you're having a heart attack? No, get me back to Leominster Hospital. So, today is just our chance to say, hey, thank you. You're out there, and it's not that we're taking this for granted. Maybe we do sometimes, right? Maybe we just all accept
Absolutely.
that. Everything that everybody does is just, it's just to be accepted. Or what I think it is, to be honest with you, Art, is the world's just gotten too busy. And we don't have a chance to stop and thank people sometimes. We just don't.
True.
It's so.
I don't let a day go by. If I haven't been in the Cumberland Farms now since it started, because they really pack them in there, and I just don't want to.
Stay away. Yeah,
but
unfortunately.
When I see someone in a nurse's uniform or a police officer or a prison corrections officer, in fact, Paul from Gardner passed away last week. He worked at the golf course. He would be the guy that moved the holes every third day. Mm-hmm. And he was a retired corrections officer. And he told me, they told me that after 20 years of this job, you're going to have a heart attack. And he said, almost to the day. Mm. And it finally took him. But he was a great guy, and he was on I got my eagle on the second hole at Gardner a couple of years ago. And when I hit it, and I lost track of the ball, and he was working on the next tee, and he happened to be watching me, and he starts yelling, and I thought I hit somebody, and I said, oh, Jesus. So I said, what's wrong? He said, it went in. You got an eagle. Wow. He witnessed it, and I said, get out of here. I walked over, and there was my ball in the hole on a par 4. It went in 2.
Nice job.
Thank you. But just goes to show you, these people, it never seems to fail you that the job stress has a lot to do with job length, etc.
The world.
And I guess we all have to sit back and relax and say thank you. That helps a little bit.
The world moves too fast, too fast.
Yep. Having said that, I'll talk to you next week, buddy.
Arrivederci. Ta-ta.
Bye.
So long. Inside Leominster is the name of the show. Dean Mazzarola is my name, and we're live today. This is our Thursday version of Inside Leominster, which typically we do at 6:30 at night, but today we're doing it from 4 to 5, so we can update you on everything that's happening in and around the city. Did you say you had some film there? I know Ron Gerard was out. Anytime you want to start playing it, that's fine with me. But Ron Gerard was out there. Bradley, did I see you out there? Bradley was doing the old thumbs up. And so thank you both for coming out there. We try to do the Facebook Live thing, and I guess we did all right, sort of driving down the road. But when you got a fixed camera, you can see it also. Anytime you want to show it, just go ahead and show it. In the meantime, I will tell you we'll have more masks tomorrow morning at both emergency management and also at City Hall. And all you got to do is pull up, right? Everyone's taking turns, people in and out, but they're having a ball out there handing out masks. And so if you need them, come and get what you need, and tomorrow we'll have them. We'll be working with Fitchburg, so they'll be up and running tomorrow very quickly. I assume by 9 or 10 o'clock. So if you live in Fitchburg, you're going to have your own setup out there. So many thanks to everybody. As I said, always it's a team effort. We got census. Wonder if Caitlin is working. She might not be working, but is that the 6 o'clock whistle? Oh. This is the film. I heard whistles. Just wow. Just wow. Incredible. So, great job. By the way, guys, how many photographers, how many people were out there filming this? 2? 3? Unbelievable. You guys did a really good job. So that was 2 groups. There was just too many places to visit, and I knew there'd be lots of people involved. So we ended up with 2 groups. One that started at Francis Drake and did sort of the south side of town, and east side, sort of, yeah. And then another that did the west, northwest sections, north and west sections of the city. And so we both started when the fire whistles went off, the church bells rang at 1, and then off we went. And gee, it was, I'll tell you, talking about an emotional day to see all those people. I mean, it just hit you like bang. And people made signs and were on the side of the road. And it was just incredible. But geez, our chance to thank all of them and essential workers and you guys did a great job on that. Couldn't do it any better justice than that. So great job and thank you. Caller, welcome to the show.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, what are you doing?
Not much.
Did you watch the parade today?
Yeah, a little bit because I had my meeting today at program.
Oh, okay. Well, we had lots of people, and you can watch it on my Facebook. You can just click on and watch the whole thing if you want.
It was beautiful.
It was awesome tribute to all those. Team effort, right? It takes the whole lot of people around the whole city and everybody to cooperate, right?
Are you proud of me staying home when I need to?
Yes, that's a tough one because I know you like to be active. You like to be out and about, out first thing in the morning, walking all over downtown, grabbing a coffee.
I'm doing what I need to do.
Yeah, you got to stay healthy and you got to make sure everybody around you is healthy, right?
Yep. So happy Mother's Day from Tanana.
I will. I'll make sure I tell her. I know, geez, I feel bad. A lot of mothers won't be able to see their kids on Mother's Day, but we make it up to them.
Did she ask about me?
That's right. Yes, and we make it up to them, right?
Yep. Can you bring Louie sometime on your your morning?
Yes, I'm going to bring Louie on at some point.
I know it's a surprise.
Okay.
Take care, buddy.
All right. Where can you get one of those flags that I gave out to the hospital? I don't know if they have any more at my store. I will check, but I know there was only like a couple left, so I will check. Probably get some more. I just sell them for whatever I pay. If I pay $25 for them, whatever, I figured them to ship you, and that's what I sell them for. But they're really awesome flags, and I didn't think people would really be that excited about them, but apparently they are. So there was one lady standing there. There was a bunch of people. And that's what it says. You don't have my mask on. I thought I had it on. Anyway. We gave it to some lady up there. She's like, what? But we gave her the whole pole and everything. She's just standing there. So anyway, you could see her sort of flying that baby around real proud, right? Everybody, the whole team should be proud. So a big salute out to everyone. So let's get to total cases in Massachusetts as of tonight. 73,721. That's up 1,696. But look at when we do the testing. 351,632 people have been tested here in Massachusetts. And today, it looks like the most amount, Wendy, tested, 12,000 people have been tested in the last day. 12,000. So that means the numbers are going to go up, clearly. Total deaths in Worcester County went up 205 to 7,100, so 7,200. Total deaths did go, it's riding around, I hate to say it because even one is too many, right? But it's at 132, so clearly not over on that end, with over 4,552 in the state of Massachusetts since day one. And we've lost, we've lost some really, good people here. And, I said at the beginning of this, it would be like 9/11. Eventually, you will know somebody who was impacted by this virus, either somebody that tested positive who was in the hospital, somebody's family who passed away. And as you know, Ruth Sawin, who watches this show religiously, she's been on. She's played a number of times at our summer concert series. Her sister Deb and her brother Ken lost their mother, who was very active and came to all of our events in town. Beautiful lady. I mean, in her day, man, she must have been a looker. I think it was it Joan Melanson? I worked at Victory with, I think it was Joan, right? Is any of the, is Nancy Bissett watching? Was her name Joan? She worked at Victory when Dottie worked there. Dottie, what was Dottie's last name? I'm trying to think of Dot and Fred. Mosier was their name. Right down here at Lancaster Street, we worked together, and then I think we worked together at Victory up in maybe North Leominster too. And then Mrs. Vazina, Kurt Vazina's mom, again, people that were always at, Kurt and his mother and his son, always at our local events. And that's why I say, I mean, this has been tough. Here we try to keep it light. We try to keep it light because we're trying to get information out. And I find that, and that's the sort of approach that I've taken so far, is that we try to keep it light only because we're trying to get information out, and some of the stuff is just so boring and people aren't retaining it. And if they're not retaining it, then it doesn't get out into the community. We don't take it serious. So we take it serious, but sort of put a different, not spin on it, but just take it a different approach. And it seems to be working, and people seem to like it, but this has been devastating. Don't think it hasn't. And while the numbers aren't what they are maybe in that Boston area, they are impacting people here, and we are, this in the last week or week and a half is really when it's hit this area. And again, most of it, but not all of it, is impacting those in nursing homes or assisted living. Many were in good or decent shape, and that's a tough thing because you can't be, they will not allow you in most cases, to be with a loved one for fear of the fact that, this could spread to you or somebody else. Imagine what a tough thing that is. But I will say to everyone, the people that I know were close and their families were close. They saw them all the time. They did things together. They were family. And, not everybody has that option. I have friends that unfortunately have to live somewhere else because of their work, or they were stationed somewhere and then retired there and their parents are here. So they don't get to see them, like we do on a daily basis and have them part of our lives all the time. And that's a tough thing. And but it's a it's surreal. So we don't make joke of those things here. We try to keep it light and try to add some fun to getting information out. I know I have all this information to get out to you, and how do I do that? And how do I get you to sort of remember where to get a mask and to wear a mask and how important it is to wear a mask and wear it when you can't social distance, and so all of that and so we try to do the best that we can with that, but certainly, it's a loved one and they're fighting for their life, or you get that phone call in the middle of the night and it looked like they were doing okay the night before, and then suddenly things turn bad and you weren't with them. That's a tough thing. And that's why we as a community have to sort of be there to support those families who have, this is probably the roughest it'll ever be for them. So that's why we've got a job to do ourselves, and that's to do whatever it is that we can do. And, when for us, we have that wreath out in front of City Hall. I'll post a picture of it in the morning, put it there about a week ago, and it came out beautiful. And it's a wreath because that is sort of there for memorializing everybody. Think of all the people that you couldn't get to visit their family at a wake or get to a funeral in a church. and pay your respects, because that's what we've always done, right? Regardless of faith, no matter what it is, we want to sort of make that connection. And yeah, you can send a card, and please do, or flowers, or send a donation in their name. All of those things are helpful, but sometimes just to be there with the family and share with them what that person meant to you, that's a big deal. And I'm at a lot of wakes and funerals because the longer you live here, the more people you know. The longer you're a cop, the more people you know. The longer you have kids and you meet people, and the longer you're a mayor or anybody else, the more people you meet. And the good part is you met them, and the sad part is that sometimes they pass or run into tragedy. And so you really want to tell that family, hey, maybe you don't know this, but your mother or father used to come to all our events, or they donated some money to a particular cause, and they'll be like, I didn't know that. Like, really? And so you miss all that. I guess you could do it with a card, and there are other ways to do it, but sort of that's a difficult thing for a family to not be able to experience that, because we really go to wakes as sort of pay our respects to the family, right? To the family, and to share our stories, and sometimes to see people haven't seen in a long time. So I know that's a difficult thing too. So to the Melanson family, and to the Viziners, and to the Sawwins, and Ruth, and Kenny, and Deb, it's a tough time. And so, we're here with you, right? We didn't forget about you, and we value your friendship, and we are, as a community, here for you. And we don't just say those as words, but if you know what I mean, right? If you need us. And Ruth, call me after. I got some other information I have to share with you. So anyway, send a card. Even sometimes you don't know somebody, just say, send a card off to the family and say, how many people met people on Facebook? Do you know how many people I've met that I've established friendships with that I would never, ever otherwise known? Some people that are housebound, some people with disabilities, and I have a friendship with them. We actually exchange experiences and talk about things. And otherwise, there are so many of those situations where, what was I saying last week? Did I post it last week? Lionel, the artist, Lionel. We didn't know. We knew he went out. His brother had passed away. He'd gone to the funeral. Lionel's a really well-known artist in the area. Came back, but we only saw him like once. Well, apparently he was in a nursing home, and nobody said anything. Maybe didn't know the relationship that we at City Hall had with Lionel. And then got a message on Facebook that Lionel had passed away. So a tough thing. So, this is a good-sized community, mid-sized community, but it cares about each other, and that's one of the things that makes us who we are, and we got to continue to be that way. So anyway, we'll read the numbers a little later, and when we get to Leominster numbers, by all means, we'll share that with you. So, plenty going on that I need to share with you, and one is that there will be masks, and they'll be available tomorrow. All you have to do is pull up. You don't even have to get out of your car. 9 o'clock in the morning till 4 in the afternoon. We have another 6,000 coming at 5 o'clock tonight. I have to meet them there to get them. And let's see, my sons, they have lost 11 kids, and they were all from local cities, but none from Leominster. Really? That's incredible. Tough. That is tough. That's nothing easy about that. And sometimes you're in the middle of it all, and you feel like nobody else knows what that's like, right? A tough one. Yes, so we have plenty of masks coming in. No need to sort of panic, because we have plenty. And just pull up either in front of City Hall from 9 to 4 or Emergency Management at 37 Carter Street. And again, we'll be bringing some up to Fitchburg tomorrow. That donor wanted us to share them, and we asked and said, sure, bring them up. And we'll kind of get them up and running and sort of trade experiences that we've shared, that we can share, and they'll be up and running in Fitchburg. So if you live there, look for those masks. Our office, if you cannot access city government, this is city government. We're fully operational. This is when you should expect us to be at our best. And 978-534-7500, extension 0. So if you can't find what you want by going to the website, then by all means, call our office. If you need something, you can show up to City Hall or a municipal building. There's a phone number to every department on the front door or window. And just call that, and somebody will be down to visit you. We are preparing ourselves at City Hall and other municipal buildings for when the governor releases us and allows the public to be able to come in. But in the meantime, we will do whatever it takes to help you and assist you in any way that we can. Hey, did I miss that wedding at City Hall today? There was going to be a wedding in the parking lot. I don't know if that's tomorrow. But anyway, we are fully operational. You can make, if you're a senior citizen and you get your rides through MART, you can call the senior center and they'll be glad to orchestrate that for you. No cost at all. State assistance, looking for unemployment benefits. Tomorrow will be the unemployment benefits for the country. Go up another 3 million, I believe. That'll make it 33 million. That's more than the Depression. Think of that. So if you need to apply for unemployment benefits, mass.gov/DUA. To apply for self-employed contractor employment benefits, mass.gov/PUA. Paycheck Protection Program, go to SBA. But we really have, we're lucky here, we have a really good network of those assisting businesses. So between the chamber, the state, and our office, connecting with the SBA and all others, go to our website. Everything is right there. Go to the chamber website. Everything is there. It's just a point and a click, and that link brings you right to that location. So anyway, take that into note. And remember, we're trying to get business. I don't know what Fitchburg's doing with preparations and getting ready. I assume they are. But we started getting ready for the opening of businesses the day that we had to close. And we really want to be ready, and we have options A, B, C, D. The event that things happen, we just had a conference call today with all our business development team, and we're ready. We're ready. We've got a lot of good ideas that we're sharing, and we're ready to go. And we just need the word, and it will be turtle steps, baby steps, turtle steps, slow, easy, and safe. That's how we have to open up, right? And we got to sort of inch our way around, peek around the corner, move slowly, make sure we're safe, make sure people have an option here, right? So you can just pop this on when when it turns out you cannot keep your social distancing. But I know that people will. But I really like this. If you don't have these masks, stop by and get some. You might have tried others, and if I can get used to that, you can. So go to our website, leominster-ma.gov. You can hook up with Melissa or Nikki, and they'll even help you fill the forms out if you get caught up, like I do. I'm a plug and play. I've turned into this plug and play guy where I need to plug it in, and I just forms, just another form, like more forms. And so anyway, they're real good at it. They're willing to help you out. Boy, that's sad. There were all different ranges of disabilities whom had compromised immune systems. And boy, that's sad. That's sad. Were they young people that passed away from this? Just nothing more devastating than that. Lots of things you'll find on it. Everything I'm reading here today you can find on our website. So we're getting businesses ready. 26th and 27th of June, that's ironclad. It's in place. It's our old-fashioned bargain days / sidewalk sales. And so this is a good event because it'll be spread out and won't have a big group in any one particular place. So expect more events like that. Those are the kinds of things that we'll be doing. We continue to want to see these nice days. I mean, there was a lot of traffic today. I'm not sure if just people are out, taking a ride. Gas is cheap, and they've been inside the house, so they're like, yeah, let's just go take a ride. It's a nice day. We'll drive by the farm, and but yeah, it's you can tell people get. But I got to say, 95% of the people I see have masks somewhere. You pop them out when they need them. So we've definitely gotten people conditioned, and that will be the key and trick to all. COVID cases, let's do some slides, I guess, right? I guess we can kick into some slides if you guys don't mind. I'll go through them real quick because they're going to just kick into, did that one. I'll get you to where we are. There we go. So this is the cases in similar populations as Leominster. And so they could be towns, they could be cities. And we are at 294. I think we'll be a little higher today because they're doing more testing here. But we're at about 207 per 100,000. But if you look to the far right, when you get to that inner Boston circle, Chelsea at 2,244, the population of 40,000. Everett with 1,212. And, I was watching Everett, not to be critical, but the reason I was watching Everett and Chelsea is because they went into a complete lockdown, shelter in place, and I was trying to see if it made that much of a difference, but looking at the numbers, apparently it hasn't. And but I don't know why. I mean, it just could be that we're doing more testing, and they actually found more people who were asymptomatic that didn't have, right? Didn't know they had it. So Methuen with 654. But when you get into this area, Leominster, Fitchburg, and this area, it really does cut down. Fitchburg's in at 238, and at 320, and we're at 294. Fitchburg at 238 per 100,000 and 207 per 100,000 in Leominster. Not that far off, but you can see some of these cities really got hit. And again, they're mostly our sizes. We're pretty equivalent to most of the cities and towns that you see there. So this is the important one. The State Treasurer's Office is accepting applications for small business. And I mean it's small businesses, not franchises or businesses that just started a month ago, but you got to do less than $5 million. But go to our website and look for that empowerment grant. And just click on it. You can see the link to the far bottom right. You're never going to write that down. You're one digit off and you're done, right? And you can't get to it. So just go to our website, leominster-ma.gov. Click on that. It'll take you right to, it'll take you right there. So golf courses in Massachusetts are allowed to remain open immediately. Thursday with the new strict social distancing guidelines because of the COVID pandemic. The big challenges include no golf carts or caddies, and you can't go in the clubhouse and golf shops and restaurants, and bag rooms and locker rooms must be all stay closed. Groups are, I hope they open the bathrooms. Groups are restricted to no more than 4 players, and golfers must stay in their car until 15 minutes before tee time and must return to their car immediately after they're done playing. So I just assume next is churches with small gatherings of 25 and less people, spaced out, no fellowship after, socializing. This is the baby step part, right? Let's just think of it as just start off slow. Just do it for everybody's sanity, because people get upset. So if we're going to get out of this government restrictions and we're going to get everybody safe and healthy, this is how you got to do it. And so they're working on their plan diligently so that we can start opening things on the 18th. They are under enormous pressure to open on the 18th. Remember, it was 2 weeks, 2 days, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, and now May 18th. And so the pressure is on. New guidance on small business. So it was kind of strange. They didn't allow companies that shipped to, especially retail items, to ship. But they allow Amazon and Walmart and everybody else to ship product, but they didn't allow sort of local businesses. So they've changed that. There's the restrictions. It's all common sense. It's all things what you teach you here at boot camp, right? Common sense. And so they'll be able to now, and so next will come curbside pickup. Let's see, all the things. Didn't we say this? What did we say about golf courses several weeks ago? What did we say? What did we say? The pressure will be on to start opening things. And this makes no sense to keep all these businesses closed if they don't have any customers, and why not let them ship things if it was 1 or 2 employees? The CDC hasn't changed anything, really. It hasn't. Or the World Health Organization. It's pretty much the same. It's a virus you give to others. You pretty much can't catch it off of things, although I guess there's some scientists that say you can. So it's keep your distance so that things that typically would come out of your mouth, you're not sharing, which I like the idea of that 24/7, right? Okay? I like the idea of people keeping their cooties. So not a bad thing. And washing your hands, sanitizing your hands, all of that, right? So CDC hasn't changed much. Wear a mask, stay away from people. Let's not pass this to each other, right? I mean, nothing's changed. And here we are 2.5 months later, but it just takes a while to condition us to do the right things. And so as we get everybody conditioned, I guess their thinking is now we can begin to open. What else does the governor say? There's new guidance on small business. So if you see some people inside a business, they're probably shipping things. As long as they don't have the front door open and there's a sign that says open and they're in full business, they're not going to have a problem. There's our coalition between states in Massachusetts. That's a great thing between us and Northeast states working together to buy protection. There's our numbers, 6 weeks. up and down. There we go. Confirmed cases. Pictures of the week. So I got to get moving. There's our cases as of yesterday. You see us starting to go down and up a little bit, but for the most part, we've stabilized in those areas of confirmed cases. Cases by county. There you go, by county. You can see it's still affecting that Boston area and also Hampden County where they had the deaths of those poor soldiers. Very light blue there, so fewer cases. And then Worcester County, we're holding our own, but we need a 0, right? We got to get those numbers down. 3,564 confirmed cases of hospitalization in the state. So we kind of see those numbers leveling out. 4,420 confirmed cases, deaths confirmed in Massachusetts. Boy, I was hoping that wasn't even going to be close to that. But unfortunately, it has been. And there's the average age of those that contract the virus. There's the average age of those who are hospitalized, 68 years old. So it's actually gone up a little, or actually down a little. And then the average age of deaths that are confirmed are at 82. And again, you can see deaths by county and by hospitalization, male, female, about the same. Hospitalized, 57%. See deaths with underlying conditions are really up there, 98%. And then when you see these other numbers here, definitely some connection here between race and ethnicity here, and we'll have to certainly take a look at that. But if you look back at other epidemics, and those numbers are consistent. I don't know why. We've not done enough to educate into those populations. I'm not sure. I know when Italians or the French Canadians or any ethnic group came here, there was a language barrier, worked hard and everything, and maybe the language barrier, and are we getting enough out there information? We try to work with all ethnic groups here. We try to work through churches here in Leominster, et cetera, but there's the numbers. The numbers are the numbers. And that is for long-term health care. You can see over 50% that passed away were in some, and that's not a reflection on long-term health care centers. I don't think we got them enough help, to be honest with you. That's my own personal feeling. Let's see. Total hospital capacity, obviously 18,300, and it really depends on what section of the state. More populated you are, the bigger the hospitals are in Boston, et cetera. And there's your distribution of PPEs in central Massachusetts, and boy, they're coming in, and they continue to come in, thank goodness. If you're feeling ill, you don't need a doctor's note, go to Health Alliance, 8 to 4 on Monday through Friday, 10 to 2 on weekends, and you got to have some symptoms. Same thing with Reliant, call them up, tell them what's going on, and they may or may not test you. Yes, we've had to close the transfer station on Saturdays. Starburst is delayed but not canceled. Tax bills, if you haven't paid your tax bill, don't panic. You got till June 1st. If you have other bills that were out there after March 10th, excise tax, those kinds of things, water bills, you're good till the end of June. And Comcast Essential Service, if you don't have internet, you can call 1-855-846-8376, and if you qualify, call. Seriously, call and just say, hey, do I qualify? If you don't, what was it? 10 minutes on hold? An hour on hold? Because if you get it 2 months free and then $9.95 after that. Grocery store guys, we really are stepping up our efforts to, we really have to monitor this weekend. Not grocery stores so much, but other retailers let in way too many people in the stores, and that made the staff nervous. They're already nervous because they have to be there. A lot of these people don't make more than minimum wage. Imagine having to go to an environment like that every day, and they're just uneasy about it. And so we're going to be enforcing it. We either have a police detail, somebody from the health department or the fire department there to make sure that we stay within the guidelines. Stimulus checks are coming in. Be patient. They're rolling them out sort of every day more and more, so be patient. And let's see, veterans projects, trim around those veterans graves markers. They are flat on the ground. Sometimes the weeds and growth take them over. If you don't mind, even if you don't know who it is, clean them up for us. It would be a big help. So today was the big day. Thank you, everybody that came out, those that held signs. It was, what a moving day, really was an inspirational day. A 6th through the 30th for leaves. Pack them up, pile them up. It's going to be a good weekend for piling leaves. It won't be so hot. Hey, Mike Hudson, thank you for showing up. That was great to see you. Lots of lights on that vehicle. And Registry of Motor Vehicles, 8 where'd I go? I don't know, I lost the registry mode. Oh, there it is, 857-368-8000. Don't forget, Dr. Mazzarella, let me put my uniform on here. Somebody's supposed to get me a stethoscope, right? Dr. Mazzarella's boot camp. Here you go. Assume you have the virus. Assume everybody you come in contact with has the virus. Assume everything you touch or come in contact with is somehow or another compromised with something. It's cooties. There's cooties everywhere. Trust me. You don't need an infrared light. Cooties. Clean it. Disinfect it. Stay away from it. Don't touch it. Don't touch your face after. And wash your hands and also hand sanitizer. There you go. I'm sure everybody passes. Total cases here in Leominster are 190 today and 125 complete. So it's gone up 10 that they've identified as testing positive, but we've remained the same. Another 125 who have completed and are showing no signs of effects of the virus. So they're symptom-free after 7 days of the quarantine. So those are our numbers there. Okay, let's do, can we do photos of the week? I need a drink. Thousands, 12,000 gloves have been handed out. Emergency management, so everybody's taking turns helping out at City Hall. Also the emergency management. Thank you to those volunteers and staff at emergency management. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's really going well. National Day of Prayer. There's Father Rodriguez from Holy Family, had clergy from New Life, a couple different churches that were there. I couldn't stay long because we were off to sort of organize this other piece, but it was the National Day of Prayer. And I know a number of religious organizations did theirs online, small groups under 9. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The Chorus Skinnies from Christian Life Center always organize this and this National Day of Prayer every year. So thank you for continuing on. We certainly need prayer in our community and for those who are suffering or grieving. Thank you parade today. There we are, all lined up. It was pretty big. We had to divide it into 2, but boy, it was touching. It was moving. I got to tell you, it's to drive by and see everybody out there. Woof, I'll tell you, some tears shed today. Moose-Knock Brook, look at that. Somebody said the other day that works downtown, you know, I've never had the time. I'm always in a rush. I run to my car, run to work, run out, and I actually went over the other day, and how beautiful is that brook? So Moose-Knock Brook, and we have a trail along Moose-Knock Brook. In case you haven't experienced it, take a walk over there. It's safe, nice, it's clean. Mechanic Street Park is coming alive. It's hard to believe. Once you get there and see this place, you are not going to believe it. And you know what? Everybody's taking care of it. It is amazing. Thank you. It's a beautiful park. You realize we're having a park like that on French Hill in the whole history of the French Hill? 5,000 people that live down there, all these generations. Now we have something to really pay tribute to, right? And take care of. That's the back section of it all. Spreading loom, building walls, planting trees, vegetation. Wait and you see. New plantings, new fence between us and the church. Look at that. It's going to be gorgeous. And all the neighbors around us cleaning up. Excellent. New walls put in place. Carter Park was just beautiful today. See a mom over there playing Frisbee with her kids, a couple other families out there. What a beautiful park. And again, thank you to all our first responders. We appreciate them, right? We don't always get a chance to really thank them. Maybe it's in the back of our mind. Maybe we say we're going to leave something off at the fire station or the police station or emergency management or a hospital or care center somewhere. And maybe we don't, right? A million times I said, I'm going to write that card, I'm going to write that card, I'm going to write that card and thank them for great service and care that I got. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't, but here's our chance, right? And there's the flyover to say thank you to all of those out in that Worcester, Foxborough area, and I guess it's quite a thing. I didn't get to see it, but there you go. And honoring those who were lost. Thank you to Avarisi Brothers of Clinton. They put this thing together, and those flowers look real. They did such a beautiful job. They actually put some love into that thing. I'll tell you, what a beautiful wreath. And that is for all of those that passed, that we couldn't attend those funerals, and we couldn't attend those wakes, couldn't go to graveside services, and that is the symbol of that wreath. I think we're probably running out of time right now. I do want to thank all of you for your patience. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your generosity, and be well. That's about all the time we have here at Inside Leominster. Thank you to whole crew here inside Leominster, good night. God bless you. Remember, the world is run by those who show up. Thank you for showing up. Good night.